Situated in the north of the Kvarner Bay, the town of Kastav has been inhabited since prehistoric times. In this place of rich history, culture and breathtaking nature, many people found their home. The Kastav had various rulers, but people of Kastav remained loyal to their town, their Chakabian vernacular, and the rule of law. The heart of Kastav was always a man, a farm laborer, and a philosopher, infatuated with his local dialect, ready to endure the challenges of historical changes on his bare shoulders to create a place that will meet his needs. People of Kastav proved it when they constituted their law code in Chakavian vernacular and Glagolitic script based on common law and founded primary school called Pučka učionica. At the height of Croatian national revival, they established the first Croatian library in the Istrian territory, Kastav's Čitalnica, under the motto "Let's Unite." The library's motto itself stresses the importance of togetherness as the core and foundation for Kastav's upbeat. Therefore, scholars, writers and artists have left an indelible trace. Even today, Kastav prides itself on their heritage and uses it to build its own oasis of mutual understanding, unity and progress. Thus, the town of Kastav is today famous for an amateur cultural and artistic activity, as well as for one of the first cultural societies named Istarska Vila. The town of Kastav is dominated by an elevation where the old city core is placed. It used to be surrounded by city walls and defensive towers, dating back to medieval and Renaissance periods. The main street leads to the town center, passing the bastion called Fortica, today's park. Renaissance town lodge, the largest in Croatian littoral, is set in the square in front of the city gate. When one passes the city gate Voltica, the street heads to the Lokvina square, which used to be the city center, and further to Crekvina, impressive ruins of a church never completed. The way further leads to Rijeka, the highest defensive tower, and St. Jelena Križarica parish church. Throughout history, people of Kastav have shown their progressive spirit a number of times. However, they respect their tradition dearly. Bela Nedeja, a famous fair held on the first Sunday in October in honor of new local wine of the Kastav region, Belica. First mentioned 6 centuries ago in the law code of Kastav, the fair is one of the festivals with the longest established practice in this region. Traditionally, a diversity of home supplies can be found here, while the visitors can indulge themselves in wine tasting, exhibitions, or familiarize themselves with traditional crafts and souvenirs. The Kastav region values the tradition of carnival customs which start on St. Anthony's Day and the sound of Anthony's horn known as Antonjski rog. Bell ringers from the Kastav region are unique in the world. Therefore, their pageants were declared intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. On their pageant, the bell ringers from nearby Halubje visit the center of Kastav on the last Monday of Carnival, Pusni Pundejak. Another traditional carnival custom is egg collecting in villages and places of the Kastav area. Furthermore, dance parties are organized, as well as a downhill parade of floats on ball bearings called Balinjeraspust. On the last day of carnival, a man-like doll called Pust, which is blamed for all the adversities in the previous year, is ritually burnt. Kastav can learn a lot from its past, but it is always turned towards its future. This area has experienced a demographic, economic and cultural renaissance in the last 20 years. The number of inhabitants has almost doubled. New houses, buildings and business facilities have been built. The town's authorities are challenged to support the growth with appropriate infrastructure, social, health, and sports facilities, as well as cultural and educational programs for their inhabitants. Investments into roads, water and sewage systems, business and sport zone, kindergarten facilities, etc. It all depicts a modern town of Kastav in terms of civil engineering and urban development. More than 800 entrepreneurs working in Kastav represent the foundation of its economy. In order to enable them friendly business environment, the town does not levy surtax, but it offers low utility expenses and convenient loans. The town of Kastav can boast a new modern school sports hall, several bocce courts, and outdoor playgrounds. Thus, one should not be surprised with the vast interest of children who do sports. An important part of town's activities embody children and youth care. Woods around Kastav, called Loza and Lužina, represent a natural wealth which offers relaxation, enjoyment and pleasure. Many marked paths enable visitors to reveal other monuments and scenery while spending the whole day in fresh air. Along with traditional cultural events, Kastav organizes shows, exhibitions, concerts, gatherings of various kinds throughout the year. One of the most important events is the Kastav Summer of Culture, a festival held on 10 locations in the old town core. Its rich and diverse international program succeeds in pleasing the taste of the most demanding audience. Furthermore, Kastav hosts the Guitar Festival, which gathers the most prominent national and foreign guitar players, as well as Chanson Fest, the festival of Čakavian chansons, which reflects strong native character through local music. Another festival, which successfully gathers all world-famous blues musicians, is the Kastav Blues Fest, accompanied with many other events, which will satisfy everyone's taste. Kastav's cultural offer is enriched by songs of male and female a cappella groups, called Klapa Kastav, as well as performances of Spinčići Wind Orchestra, which has been active for more than 90 years. It gathers members of different ages, presents its music in Croatia and abroad, and organizes Wind Orchestra Festival every year. One should not miss on wine lovers' gatherings or the celebration in honor of St. Helen, patron saint of Kastav, the day of the town, Christmas and New Year holidays. The parish community is an active participant in all the sacred and secular events. The town of Kastav has a library and a museum collection of the Kastav region with permanent exhibition of archaeological, ethnographic, cultural and historical heritage. The town's offer is enriched with smaller local museums where visitors can familiarize themselves with Kastav's crafts and accompanying tools such as the Coopery Museum, Bakery Museum, Tinsmith and Blacksmith collections. It is important to stress that Kastav represents a top enological and gastronomic destination with several high-class restaurants and an exquisite hotel in the center of town's nucleus, as well as a network of private accommodation facilities. Tourist Board has significantly contributed to the development of tourism in Kastav. The people of Kastav are indeed amicable and good hosts who share all their joy and grief. They upgrade Kastav on a daily basis, making it a place where the past and the future, tradition and modern times live peacefully side by side. Town's inhabitants of all ages are united in their goal. The town of Kastav shall prosper and develop on the foundations of what generations had set in the past. The people of Kastav believe togetherness is the key to prosperity, so the motto, "Let's Unite," is today still alive. They have a possibility to live a pleasant life in a hospitable ambience and walk proudly along the streets of their town.
Ja, takov vam je Kastav, ni kriv, ni prav, malo munjen, al šegav, vavek živ i vavek zdrav, teše sebe kako i kamenje, al ne stenje, sakeh prima, saken daje, pa će zato da otraje sve do kraja tega sveta, a i pokle kraja sveta još 4 leta.